Hi, I'm Raj, your Vice President Diversity, and I'm just here to tell you about the recent changes that has made international students' lives more and more difficult. These legislation changes started with the abolishment of the post-study work visa, which allowed students to work for 2 years after their studies. And then there was the removal of licenses of different universities and colleges, which meant that students were then not allowed to graduate and just were forced back home. Um, Recently, during the summer of 2015, there was the recent Home Office changes which removed the established presence clause, which meant that current students would now have to prove that they have 9 months worth of funds, even if they have been in the UK instead of two. What this would affect international students who are trying to do their resits. Now you would have to prove those amount of funds even if you are staying back for a month. It would also affect PhD students if they're trying to do their write-ups as well. The next change would be the addition of the academic progression piece, which says that international students now, after their degrees or college education, would now have to show that their new course are in fact an academic progression. So you could not do a master's or another bachelor's in a different field unless it's an academic progression of what you're currently studying in. Even more recently, the immigration bill has got passed, and the immigration bill would mean that international students would now have their banks check their immigration status. And in this, the Home Office, if decide that the international student would not be allowed in the UK, the bank account could be frozen. The immigration bill then states that landlords have to now police international students. And if during its pilot project down south, the immigration bill had some landlords saying no to any student with a foreign sounding name. So if you have a foreign sounding name, then landlords will probably not take you in because it's too much of a reporting procedure. And this particular issue would affect Strathclyde students the worst, because Glasgow already has a housing crisis, and as it stands, Strathclyde University's academic year is one week later compared to other universities, and that means that it's already more difficult for Strathclyde students, and now with the immigration bill, international Strathclyde students would find it most difficult to find housing. So, we are organizing an international student walkout on the 17th of November, so please check out for more updates in the future. And also, we have a link where you can write to your MP to say that the recent immigration changes are not welcoming towards international students. So, please check out the description below for more information, and be sure to like and subscribe this video for more updates, and stay classy, Strathy.